Like I say, there were a few people that pretty much caused the World War as well as Epic Space Battle and a lot of other stuff, basically. And there was also Godney or Rodney, basically Admiral Rodney or President Rodney, basically, and Rick Bash or Rick Bush, my next door neighbor, Joe's Witnesses, now called Jehovah's Witnesses, and and of course there's also the Stomp group and lots of different people. And like I say, I didn't really have any knowledge or understanding of these people and what they were trying to do or what they were doing, actually. Like I said, I mean, I'm just Lucifer Star, epic creator, epic builder of civilizations and everything else. Like I said, apparently uh, John McCain or I don't know, or Jimmy Carter or someone, basically, Richard Nixon, basically, like I said, they went for technology and power as fast and as much as they possibly could to try and basically keep the truth of my existence, keep the truth of me, and even try and eliminate me from time and space if possible. Um, keep me from ever existing or keep me from telling you who I truly am and how I'm Lucifer White Star, builder of Lucifer White Star Lines, owner of the White House and the White DC building, and basically, just a little inventor and builder. I was just an inventor and builder. I also did a lot of genetic work. I created humans and exoskeletons and 1.5s. I believe I was the very first creator of the human race, or female and male kind, basically. I did all your genetic work, and I also did the genetic work for the plants and other things around the earth, basically. It's one of the reasons why a lot of the animals have brains around here, or whatever. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff I don't really know. I don't really care. It's like I don't really care about, it's like I don't really care what's true, what's not true, or anything. It's like I mean, it doesn't really matter. Nixon and JFK and Jimmy Carter and a bunch of people in the White House, a bunch of congressmen, basically, you know, like I said, they were like, ah, like trying to, because as soon as they died or as soon as they lost power, basically, or lost control, pretty much people might start looking around, might start asking questions, and and basically notice how basically the Republicans and the Democrats, the Republican militia, and basically how even the Democrats were running the Republican militia, and that's where most of the war was coming from, starting around year 900 or 1200, basically, pretty much. And I think like I say, I think JFK or Richard Nixon or someone started the Republican movement. It was kind of like I was kind of like I was trying to have my people think of a better government or a better way of doing things. And I don't really know. Like I said, I don't know. All I know is the Republicans and Democrats started around year 112. Um, I mean, 1200 or something like that, and somewhere around year 1700 or 1800, basically, I beat them off of me and basically broke free, pretty much. And like I said, and then they would spend the rest of their existence or the rest of their lives trying to basically regain their glory days or whatever. Like I said, I don't really know. A lot of people thought the Republicans were right. A lot of people thought the Democrats were right. Like, technically, I invented the democratic system or whatever. I don't even know what the democratic system was. I invented a voting system and a and a and a government style, basically. I invented the military. I invented a government style, and the way the voting works, the way the senators and the governors and everything. I invented all that, the whole system, basically. You know, and basically invented the American government. So, as far as, and then I think probably the Republicans and the Democrats basically tried to take over, tried to blah blah blah. Like I say, I don't really know. I don't really care. Like I said, I also invented your life form type. I invented lots of other life form types, and everything else that happened in between. That was basically just, their insanity or their thing. Like, I had nothing really to do with anything. I had nothing to do with I'll never die. I had very little to do with the Sea Scouts. Like I said, the Sea Scouts were basically Richard Nixon was trying to get children to go inside of my steam powered ships and trying to go inside of my what's called to take pictures. Like, they would take pictures of everything, and and I didn't realize that they were then going and trying to draw up plans and trying to get patents or trying to say that they had actually invented those things. You know, I didn't realize that. Like I like I say. they were trying to say that they invented nuclear power. Basically, like basic Richard Nixon was trying to say the Skunk Works and Lockheed had been the inventors of all these things, and they weren't. Or they were trying to say that they invented them in the United States, and they really didn't. And realistically, I don't know. I was paying for inventions, or I was paying for inventors, and anyway, whatever. I don't really care. Jimmy Carter was no one. He's probably not even his name. He's just some piece of shit that came along and along with Richard Nixon, JFK, and basically, people actually thought that they were okay people, or good people, or whatever. Anyway, like, I don't really care. I invented the government, and basically, that's that. I invented the laws, I invented the rules, and the people basically, whatever. I said, I don't care. Anyway, and then of course you have Rodney and Rick Bush saying, well, as long as nobody knows about it, if we only are the only ones who know about him, then it's like, that's probably not going to happen. I invented 1.5s and exoskeletons hundreds of trillions of years ago. And they're not dead. They couldn't have died off. They probably just built further out. And you even found the skeletons for the 1.5s. For years, they're like, there are no small life forms. There's no one under 3 foot. There's no one under 5 foot. That's the smallest person. It's not possible to have a small endoskeleton life form. You can't have an endoskeleton life form smaller than 3 foot. And people were even probably wondering why they were saying that you can't have an endoskeleton smaller than 3 foot. Because, I'm the creator of life forms, of little life forms that are about, little humans that are about 1.5 tall. It's for high gravity worlds and being able to go through space easier. They were effective and very neat. They're good little life forms. I love them. They could talk, they could speak, they could do everything you could do. And like I said, I also had my exoskeletons, stuff like that. Anyway, so Richard Nixon and a bunch of people were trying to say that it was impossible to have a life form smaller than 3 foot. And I was like, no, I have them. 1.5 tall. Little guys, about yay big. It's possible. Anyway, I don't really know. Like I said, it doesn't really matter anymore. I was a genetic creator, and basically, I also created the human race and other life form types. And plants and stuff. And it was a long time ago, and I don't care. Richard Nixon and Jimmy Carter and everybody else was trying to basically keep back the truth, hold back the truth, and never die or something like that. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I'll die today. Whatever. Trying to keep the Republican lie alive, the Democratic lie alive. Or trying to keep the religion alive. It's like, you're fucking nuts. Anyway, whatever. So, like I say, I don't really care. And then you have Rodney Briley and Rick Bush and stuff, and it's like, I don't really care. Like, wow, it's like building a car. You build a car, and all of a sudden it becomes popular, and everyone's running around, and other people are like, you didn't invent the car, you didn't do that. It's like, whatever, dude. Just whatever. I don't even care. And I had mercenaries and all kinds of other people working with me and working for me, fixing everything. Because like I say, Jimmy Carter was psychotic. A lot of these epic leaders weren't really, they're epically horrible people. They just ran around shoving their tongue down women's throats and having sex with whoever they wanted, whether they wanted them to have sex with them or not. Like a bunch of fat black people dipping their steak in lard and having sex at the same time. There's a bunch of really disgusting, horrible things that were going on. And I was like, wow, whatever. It's just pathetic. Anyway, I didn't care. I was like, wow, that's disturbing. Anyway. And then a bunch of other black people trying to chain down some other people. It's like, whatever. Trying to say that they owed them money or something. It's like, for what? The Irish build everything. How can the Irish or the Germans owe you money, black people? That's impossible.